What's up guys, my name is Connie and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you are not new here, welcome back and thank you for returning. In today's video, I'm gonna actually be doing a story time. If you are new to my channel and you've not seen any of my vlogs, right now I vlog every 2 days. My vlogs are about lifestyle. They're lifestyle about me and my kids and my life. You should check it out. It's everyday things. I'm a nurse, I'm a single mom. So there's a lot of things that go into, you know, our everyday. So if you want to watch that and find out more about us, then you should definitely subscribe. If you want to see more videos and you just like me and like my personality, you want to see more videos that kind of like this, make sure you hit the notification bell so we can stay in touch. How else are you going to stay in touch if you don't hit the bell? Alright, let's get into this video. If you watched my vlog, I'm gonna actually link the vlog pertaining to this story time in the description box below, so make sure you check that out so you have a little bit of a backstory about what I'm talking about, so you know what I'm talking about. But this story is gonna basically be about my dog and the whole entire backstory about my dog leading up to where we are now. Just a refresher, I started vlogging, I want to say almost 2 months ago, when I hid my dog the entire time. And the reason I hid my dog was because I wasn't really sure if I was going to continue to be a pet owner or not. Listen to the story time, listen to everything before you make any judgments about, you know, me as a person and a pet owner and all that stuff. I don't want to talk too much about, well, I have to talk about my ex, because my ex is the person who gave me my dog. Flashback to a year ago. Okay, so it's 2019, April 2019. Dating this guy, we have to give him a name. John Doe. We'll name him John Doe. John Doe. Normally I get like real creative and give them names that are like close to their names to be a smart ass, but there's really no need for that. Okay, last April, my ex John gave me Harper. I named him. I got a text message. It was either on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and it said, "Got a surprise for you." I opened the text message and I see this adorable white puppy, this adorable lab puppy, just adorable. And the moment I saw him, I was just like, my heart completely melted. I grew up having a family dog and I did want the same thing for my kids. I never had anything set in stone. I never went out looking. I never did any research. I was never talking to breeders or anything like that, but I did really want eventually at some point to get a family dog for my boys. My ex, he works in an industry where he can easily access dogs, we'll put it that way. I never asked him to look around for a dog. I never asked him for a dog. I just said I want a dog, I would love a dog. And he told me a lot about like how people would pretty much bargain with dogs for other things that they may need in relation to the industry that he works in. He works in an industry where it is not uncommon for customers to bring in whatever it is that they've got to make bargains, and sometimes it is a litter of dogs, a litter of cats, it's whatever. When I first got the puppy, it went from him being 3 months old to being 2 months old to being a month and a half. So long story short, the puppy was taken too soon from its mother, which I didn't know until like maybe a few months later, which explained a lot of his behavior. So I got the puppy. The puppy was a gift. If you're not familiar about what you're purchasing, people will swindle you and get over on you, and I know that from experience. So I was really grateful that somebody was able to not only just purchase a dog for me, but I knew that it came from a good reputable place, from what I strongly believed anyway, because of the person that was giving me the puppy. Like I said, I got the puppy on a Wednesday or a Thursday. Either way, I know that I was at work. I was at work when the puppy came. He came in, brought the puppy in, and left him in my house in my basement. He brought him in a crate. So when I get home, I find him exactly how he was left. A crate and a leash, a fabric leash. Just a fabric leash. No collar, no bowl, no food, literally nothing besides a crate, one leash, and the puppy. So when I got home, he was barking up a storm, crying up a storm, and he had already peed in his crate. So I cleaned out his crate, you know, I took him for a walk. He did not go to the bathroom outside at all. The boys were fascinated with him and didn't want to go to bed at all. They were so like, I want to see Harper, and everything was fine. So everything was good. Now Harper was not potty trained, so I got the pads, I got the spray, I got him bowls, I got him food, I got him a collar, I got him another leash, because by I want to say like a day or two later, the leash that he got me for Harper, it was fabric, he broke through it. All right, whatever, we're figuring it out. So the only thing that really drove me insane about Harper is that he was not pad trained at all, and he would not go to the bathroom outside for me at all. Harper would literally poop in his cage 3 times a day. No matter how many times I walked him, prompted him, I doused that little puppy pad in that spray and it did not work. It didn't work. And treats, none of it worked. What Harper began doing after like the first 2 weeks of me having him is when I'd put him in his crate when I would leave to go to work, he would poop in his crate and roll his entire body in his feces. that way he would have to get out of the crate. And I knew he did it on purpose because he's not stupid, and he did it every day for like 2 weeks after the first 2 weeks that I had already had. Once he realized that he wasn't able to get out of that crate when I was leaving and going to work, he figured, oh, I'm just gonna shit in here, because then you have no choice but to take me out. So when Harper started his vicious cycle of just crapping in his crate, I had to bathe him every time that he crapped in his crate because he would cover himself in his feces. So that meant taking out his crate outside, getting the hose, power, you know, shooting off all his trying to rinse it down the street so it's not inside the backyard smelling up the lawn. I was bathing Harper for at least 2 weeks, 3 times a day, and I was ready to cry and go insane because my ex John would watch me on the weekends bathe this puppy. We would go out, and as soon as we would come back and open that front door, I would smell from the front door, and I'd just be like ready to cry because I knew that I'm about to have to wash him all over again. And it was so frustrating because I knew that John was letting me do it on like he was allowing me to do it, and he refused to offer even help. And I couldn't believe it. He did it on purpose because he was trying to drive me crazy. John, my ex, told me that he was going to help me with this puppy because he had 3 dogs of his own. So he told me, he said, I have experience, I've got 3 dogs, I will train Harper, I will train Harper, I will train Harper, I will train him for you, I will train Harper. Harper is our family dog, we're a family, I'm gonna train him, he's a new member to our family. On social media, when I announced that I got this puppy from my boyfriend at the time, he commented, I'm so glad that I could add this addition to our family. I was under the misconception that that equated to real help. I was taken back when I found out that that did not equate to what ended up happening was basically, in a nutshell, nothing that my ex said he was going to do and to help me with Harper, he did nothing of it. Now when we were dating, every weekend he would come over and stay the weekend. When I'm at work, Harper's in his crate, so he would come in whether it was Friday night or Saturday night. I was gone, I worked all Saturday. Harper would be let out. I think he might let him out in the backyard, I don't even remember. All I do remember is he did like literally nothing. He made sure he was breathing, he made sure the puppy was breathing, but as far as responsibilities went, he did nothing for this dog at all for me, and it drove me insane because after you work a long ass shift and you come home and the house is a mess and you're cleaning up after everyone else and you're exhausted and you're ready to sit the f down and go to sleep or shower or whatever, or eat, the dog needs attention now because he needs to be walked, he needs to be fed. He may have walked him, to be honest with you, he may have walked him 2 whole times and that's it. May have fed him, I think, maybe 3-4 times. That's literally it. If you say you're gonna help me with this puppy, I expect you to help me with this puppy. Now for those of you who have never had a puppy, it's literally the equivalent of a baby, only more sensitive. Everything. You turn the lights out and the dog starts to cry. It was literally having a newborn baby and the father wanted nothing to do with the baby, but he was still with you. When I would get home from work, I would have to literally resume my responsibilities for this puppy even though John was here. I'd have to take care of the puppy. The first few weekends that we had Harper and me and my ex were still together, it was shit. I'm not gonna lie, it was bullshit. It was fucking bullshit. He would come visit me over at my house on the weekends, and even though we were in a relationship together, he was a guest at my house. If he saw the sink full of dishes, he wasn't going to touch them. He wasn't going to clean them. If he saw stuff on the floor, he wasn't going to sweep it up. So when I would come in through the front door, I'd have to clean up after him, my children, and then I'd have to also pick up after Harper after just getting home from work after working a double. Harper would poop everywhere. Harper marked in every single room of my house and did it more than once. That drove me insane because the whole house smelled like shit and I literally was losing my mind. An accident is an accident. He's a puppy, he's a baby, fine. But when you see a grown ass man, John will be sitting right next to me and would not clean up after Harper. He refused. Most people will say, oh my god, why are you f***ing? You should be grateful that he gave you a dog. Your ex gave you a dog. Harper was a gift for all the wrong reasons, and this is the reason why. It's because of the individual that my ex was. This is the way that he was with me anyway. Harper was given to me as a gift from the outside looking in, but as time went by, my ex used Harper against me. If I could handle the workload of Harper one day, it would almost be like a smack into his face because I wasn't struggling with my responsibilities. If I was getting around to getting the hang of it, he would have something negative to say about it. He wouldn't be positive about it. And if I was overwhelmed with Harper, he would not help me. He would say, well, he's your dog. And then he told me, well, I've never trained dogs that are inside dogs before. I've only trained outside dogs before. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you did not tell me any of this when you gave me him. I need your help. Basically, the relationship between me and Harper was so strained because of the responsibilities that he came with. And it was so difficult because I'm sitting here staring in the face of this innocent puppy, this innocent baby, and the responsibilities are up to here. I'm like all over my head with the responsibilities. Like, he was trying to drive me insane. He used a puppy to try and break me, because at the end of the day, I have no problem with cleaning up. I'm a nurse. I see my fair share of shit every single day, and I don't about it. It is what it is. I don't give a shit about it. Everybody. But when you've come home and you're exhausted because you have been on your feet all day long, and you come home and you got your 2 children that they still need your attention, and then there's a puppy, but there's a grown-ass man sitting here. A man. I can't stress enough that there's a man here, and he refuses to help you with the gift that he gave you. He literally would not help me. One time he helped me, and it was literally because the tension was so thick in my house that you could probably cut it with a knife. We had just gotten back, and I had already given Harper 2 baths that day, and I smelled shit from the front door. And I walked in the living room after we all got in and got settled down, and I walked into the dining room because that's where Harper's crate was, and I was just like, I walked back out to John and I said, John, could you please help me out cleaning? Can you please give Harper a bath, or can you clean his crate out, please? Could you clean his crate? I had to ask him. It just got worse and worse and worse. And I remember there was a morning, I think it was a Sunday morning, because I was work Saturdays. It was a Sunday morning. It was 5 a.m. 5 a.m. I woke up and I go downstairs. I'm gonna go let Harper out, and Harper is not in the house at all. I don't see him anywhere. Well, I go back upstairs and I'm like, John, did you take Harper somewhere? Like, where's Harper? I don't see him anywhere. And he goes, oh, he's outside. And I'm sitting here like, but it's pouring rain outside. Why is Harper outside? Oh, he pooped in his cage. Okay, he pooped in his cage. So Harper was legitimately about 4 months old. He was a baby. You took Harper, you saw that he pooped in his cage, and you took him outside. But I don't see the cage either, so the cage must be outside too. In the pouring rain though. So open the back door, and what do I see? Harper is sitting on the porch in the pouring rain, covered in water, and his cage is actually sitting down where our walkway is, and rain is just pouring down on it, and I see his shit floating out of the cage because it's overflowing, because it's filling up with water. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, what did you do by taking him outside and putting him outside and the cage outside? Because I know what I would have done. I would have used your bathtub to clean him. But as a man, that was my final straw. As a man, why would you do that? You see that your girlfriend works hard. Why wouldn't you just give the dog a bath? My house can't smell like dog shit everywhere. I understand the responsibilities of having a dog and having a pet, but if you see a problem, help. Don't sit here and watch it if your intentions aren't really cruel, because there is nothing anyone can tell me to make me believe otherwise. I know the individual that I dated, and I know what his intentions were. Harper was definitely a gift, but very shortly after that, he was used as a weapon against me. My ex strongly enjoyed watching me get on my hands and knees and clean shit. He enjoyed it. He liked the feeling of that power over me. He liked it. And it's sad because an innocent animal was caught in the crossfire of a very evil plan that I know he concocted. And only somebody who has dated John will understand his mentality. And I'm not here to bash him. I just truly want you guys to understand where I'm coming from, to understand and make the story make sense. Anything and everything that happened with Harper, my ex would use it as a weapon against me for power. It made him feel very good that I needed this much help with this puppy. I needed it because you told me you were going to give it to me, so I was expecting it from you. And he would shut down the conversation by saying, I'm not talking about it at all. I can't get upset. I can't get stressed out. This is getting me upset. So long story short, basically in a nutshell, the whole relationship with me and Harper was strained, and it was frustrating and stressful because I was literally basically handed a baby out of nowhere. And as much as I was appreciative and grateful for it, I was unprepared for it, and I was under the impression I would be getting more assistance and help because I was told I was going to get assistance and help with this puppy, and I did not get it. So imagine having a baby, which this should be very relatable because this happens to people very often, and the person that got you pregnant is sitting there with an attitude refusing to touch the baby. And because you didn't get an abortion, they resent your ass and treat you like and they make you basically buckle at the knee when it comes to the responsibilities of taking care of this other being. And they love to hear you ask for help so they can tell you no, just to hear that you needed it, just to hear it. That's narcissistic fucking bull. I know what I dated. I know what I dated. It didn't take me long to realize that there was like a really evil mechanism that he was using in this situation in pertaining to Harper. I was exhausted and tired because Harper wouldn't sleep at night, so we had to sleep in my bed to try to get him to sleep. He was crying all the time. I was so stressed out. I was exhausted. I basically had a brand new baby. I have a full-time job, a part-time job, 2 kids. I'm a single parent. I have a whole house to take care of, and I'm just sitting here with this baby, this puppy, these late nights and early mornings, and I'm exhausted and I can't seem to close my eyes for 2 seconds long because he's getting into something. So when the weekends came, that was my break, especially if you promised it to me, and he did. So it was literally a tactic used to me up. It was because of the way that he was towards me about Harper that I refused to give up on Harper. I refused. But it was because of the way that he was towards me about Harper that it put so much strain on my relationship with Harper, because I didn't get the chance to build that intimate personal relationship you do with anybody, with your babies, with your pets. I didn't get that with any new relationship. I didn't get to have that because I was strained by so much responsibility. I was the only parent. I was literally given a baby, and I was a single parent now of 3. But it was literally like, a man don't let a woman do that kind of shit after she been on her feet all day long. I know that my ex was trying to push me to the edge where I would finally quit and give up and say I can't take it anymore, but I didn't. And I didn't do that because I knew that I was being set up. Harper's not a bad dog at all. He's a very good boy. He is so loyal. He's the sweetest thing in the world. He's an angel. He absolutely loves attention. He's so friendly, and he did not deserve to be a pawn in somebody else's game. Like, I was being neglected in my relationship, and then in turn I didn't have any love to give to my own dog. Like, everything was literally responsibility. Because of that, I didn't get to know my pet the way that I should have gotten to know my pet. I didn't get to know my dog the way I should have gotten to know my dog. Time, it was cleaning up the shit, feeding him, cleaning up the shit, feeding him, bathing him, I felt like I wasn't good enough to continue being a pet owner, and that somebody else deserved Harper more than I did, and me and the boys did, and that wasn't true. And I know that that was really what was expected to happen to us and of Harper, and that was what my ex expected. But I almost lost him because I almost lost my mind. Once I realized what was going on, I was just like, I cannot let this happen. Like, he's trying to drive me insane with this dog. Like, and I was like really sure, like, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. But we are working on a relationship every single day. Harper is doing well. He's great. He's healthy. He's such a happy pup. I still consider him to be a puppy because he's a puppy to me. This is something that I want to do, something that I'm committed to doing, and my boys love Harper. They love Harper. I hope you guys got what I was trying to get to the point of. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this and you enjoyed just listening, being here, then you need to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay in touch with me. And you need to hit the notification bell. That way, every time I upload, you will be the first to know about it. You're welcome. So, once again, my name is Connie Joy. Do not forget, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is Connie_Joy with an I, and Facebook is Connie Joy. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys, almost fell.